Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of 20th of March 2023. Essence. Sweet children, remain honest with the true Father and you will continue to accumulate an income of multi-millions at every step. Question. What attainment can no one apart from God enable you to attain? Answer. People desire to receive happiness and peace. You receive peace in the land of liberation and happiness in the land of liberation in life. Therefore, no one except God can enable you to attain liberation or liberation in life. You children should now feel mercy for souls who are wandering around. The poor people are wandering around searching for the path. You have to show them the path. Song on the path of justice. Om Shanti. This song is also for you children, because only you children are following the path of truth and observing the directions of the true Baba. Some move along very well, whereas others don't. Those who follow this path very well will claim a high status. Those who don't follow this path cannot claim a high status. You have to remain honest with the Father and the Bridegroom because you receive His true directions. All others give false directions. Human beings give only false directions to human beings. It is remembered Maya is false and the body is false. Here there is falsehood and nothing but falsehood. There is no falsehood in the land of truth. You are now making effort for that land of truth. You children have to remain very honest with the Father. He is, after all, the unlimited Father. By being honest with Him, you will continue to become multimillionaires at every step. Those who are false cannot become multimillionaires. To lie to the Father is very bad. Always remain honest. Otherwise, you won't be able to claim a high status in the land of truth. Achcha, this is a caution for the children. Therefore, you children now have to learn clever ways with which you can explain to those who are senseless. Why are they called senseless? Because they have no understanding. They say that God is the one who creates the human world, and so He is the creator. However, the creation doesn't know who their creator is. They do devotion to attain peace and happiness. We too used to do that before we found the Father. People sing devotional songs to Krishna and remember Him. They make spiritual endeavor to please Him, but they don't know that what they should ask Him for. They don't know who created them. You children know that. Until you found the Father, you had been performing many types of devotion and making many types of spiritual endeavor, etc. What was the result of doing all of that? Nothing at all. The world had to become tamopradhan. They don't even think about whether they receive anything or not by all the spiritual endeavor they make. You now understand that you don't receive anything at all. What they want isn't in the intellect of any of them. Sannyasis say that they are making spiritual endeavor to go to the land of nirvana. However, only someone who knows the way there has been there and returned could show others the way. No one else can show the way. Those who come down have to take rebirth. They have to continue to take rebirth until the end. Everyone has to remain here until the human world reaches the state of total decay and the world is destroyed. They believe that many people have merged into the light or have become residents of paradise or gone to heaven. In fact, no one has gone to heaven. They don't know anything about where heaven is, where the land of nirvana is, what exists there, or when souls have to return there. You know all of this number wise according to the efforts you make. Ask anyone who comes, what do you want? You adopt gurus, so what desire do you have to do you have in your heart? In fact, you Brahmins know their desires. They don't know what they want or what they should have desires for. If they don't like something here, they make spiritual endeavor to be liberated from that. There are just two lands for you to go. The land of Nirvana is the land of peace where souls reside. Do you want to go to the land? You children should feel mercy for them. The poor people are wandering around. No one knows the path there. There is just the one guide, the one who liberates everyone from sorrow and takes them to the land of happiness in the same as the one who makes you liberated in life. Until he comes, no one can attain liberation or liberation in life. The one Father has both of these properties. Until God comes to the devotees, you cannot receive them, you cannot receive either of them. In heaven there is both happiness and peace. Why do you speak of peace? Because there is no fighting or battling, etc. there. However, the real land of peace is the land of nirvana, where all souls remain in silence. When a soul receives organs, he speaks. So, there is both peace and happiness there. There is happiness through wealth. There is a lot of wealth there. Here, there is no wealth, and people are scarcely able to eat a piece of bread. Those who have wealth have all the material comforts, an aeroplane and big palaces, etc. So you need to have wealth and also peace. You need a body that is free from diseases too. It is the Father who gives you all of that. It is explained to you that this iron age is the land of sorrow. The new world is the land of happiness. There is no sorrow there. There, there is everything purity, peace, and happiness. The other is the land of liberation. No one can stay there eternally. Souls definitely have to take rebirth and play their parts. Souls stay in the supreme abode until their parts have to begin. You remember your true sweet home. There is always a limit of the number of actors in a play. There are this many actors in such and such a play. This drama is eternally predestined. There is a limited number. There is a limit of 330 million deities in Bharat. At this time, many have been converted. So, when anyone comes, first of all, ask him what he desires. What do you want? There is no benefit in simply having a glimpse. People generally go to a guru with some desire. One desire is to attain something or receive blessings in order to become victorious over something. Some say, show us such a path that we can remain peaceful for all time. The mind is very mischievous. Tell them, you will find peace in the supreme abode. One is the land of peace, the other is the land of happiness, and the third is the land of sorrow. Tell us, what you want, and we can then tell you what spiritual endeavor or effort you should make for that. Spiritual endeavor and effort are the same thing. Devotees make spiritual endeavor to go somewhere else or to go back to the supreme abode. No one can attain eternal liberation. This drama is eternally predestined. Sannyasis then have to return to their religion for renunciation. Christianity will definitely be established by Christ. In the Golden Age, the New World, there is everything purity, peace, and happiness. That is called the land of happiness, Sivalaya. This is Vesala, a brothel. What do you want? Do you want peace? You will find that in the land of peace, that will be until the parts of those of the land of happiness, that is, until the parts of the deity start. Everyone will then have to come number wise to play their parts. If you make effort, you too will go to paradise. You should tempt them with the Bharat that was paradise. Only from the Father do you receive this inheritance. He comes and gives the children his introduction. If the Father weren't here, how could the children recognize him? It isn't that they would believe that they are the children of God. If they were to say that, we would ask them, okay, tell me, what does God create? He creates heaven. So why are you stumbling around in hell? Then you have to tell them about the 84 births. God sent you to heaven, and having taken 84 births, you have now ended up in hell. Your 84 births have now come to an end. You don't know this, but we are telling you. At first, you were in heaven, and then you took 84 births. You now have to remember the Father in heaven. You have to remain as pure as a lotus. Also explain to sannyasis, yours is Hatha Yoga, whereas this is Raj Yoga. While living at home with your family, you have to live like a lotus. This is the family path. Your path of isolation is completely separate. This is the family path of attain. This is the family path to attain liberation in life. Baba has also told us, now remember the Father, and your final thoughts will lead you to your destination. Your burden of sins will be destroyed when you remember the Father. There are just these two places where you can receive peace and happiness. What do you want? Do you want to go to heaven? It is remembered you are the mother and you are the father. If you want limitless happiness, then study Raj Yoga while staying in your household. You also have to remain pure. There is no compulsion, either can remain here. If one of them isn't going to become a master of heaven, the other one must not cling to that one. Remember the Father and the inheritance and remain pure. A sannyasi wrote, I am a holy man, but I don't know the real path. I have heard that I can find the path from you. So, what should I do now? If I belong to you, all my followers would also come. However, no one can belong to Baba in that way. He thought that this he thought that his followers would accept whatever he told them. However, they won't do that. On hearing the name BKs, they would say that a magic spell has been cast on him. Yes, some might emerge, but we are not going to take over that sannyasi's ashram. For instance, some might understand that this path is good, but would that mean that they would look after his ashram? Yes, Daughters can go and give lectures there, and if they like it there, they would stay there. But what would we do with his ashram? He wrote, "Can I come and take some teachings?" I have to write to him, "You are making spiritual endeavor to go where? With which aim and objective are you doing that? Whom do you want to meet? Where do you want to go? You are a Hatha Yogi sannyasi, whereas ours is Raj Yoga. It is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who is teaching this. This Iron Age is a land of sorrow, whereas the Golden Age is a land of happiness. Look, there are so many religions and so much fighting and quarreling in the Iron Age. In the Golden Age, there is just the one religion. That is the Sato Pradhan world, as are the king and queen, so the subjects all are Sato Pradhan. Here, as are the king and queen, so the subjects all are Tamo Pradhan. This is a forest of thorns, and that is a garden of flowers. So, there are just two paths, Hatha Yoga and Raj Yoga. This Raj Yoga is for heaven. You will become kings of kings in heaven. It is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who establishes heaven. He alone teaches you Raj Yoga. If sannyasis say that they would like to stay only on the path of isolation, they would not be able to take knowledge. They would have to stay in a household. It is the law that you have to provide for those whom you leave behind. Understand this very clearly, and then charity begins at home. You have left your wife. If someone is celibate from birth, he would have left his parents. You have to explain to them as well. You first have to explain the rules and regulations. It is the task of the Father alone to make the old world new. The Father comes from the Supreme Abode. He is the purifier of the impure, the one who changes hell into heaven. Only deities reside in heaven. All the rest live in the path of nirvana. He is the only one who gives everyone peace and happiness. The Father comes to establish the one religion and to destroy everything else. All others will then go and reside in the Supreme Abode. This is the time of settlement. Everyone will settle all their accounts and return home. All souls have received their own parts. Some play their parts for so many births, and others play their parts for so many births. Everyone has to become Tamopradhan. Neither can anyone return home, nor is there eternal liberation. Then there is liberation and liberation in life. We are making effort to attain liberation in life, and liberation is also included in that. If you want liberation, then remember the Father so that your sins are destroyed, and you will then go to the Father. The Father Himself shows you this one path. You also have to continue to spin the discus of self-realization. If you continue to study this, you will go to heaven. Therefore, sannyasis have to go back to their households. Courage is needed for that. There is the Gyaneswar Gita, in which it is written, "Have one child and then adopt renunciation, so that your clan can at least continue. In that case, no one could remain celibate from birth." Bhishma Pitama, who was celibate from birth, is respected a great deal, but people don't have that faith in others. They think that it is impossible to live in a household and not indulge in vice. However, Neither can they have the help of God, the Almighty Authority, nor do any of them have the power to teach Raj Yoga and establish heaven. No one except God can liberate everyone from No one except God can liberate everyone from sorrow and take them to happiness. The Father has the key to both gates. When the gates to heaven open, the gates to liberation also open. How can you go to heaven without first going into liberation? Both gates open at the same time. Achcha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. Essence for dharana first. In order to attain liberation, remember the Father and have your sins destroyed. In order to attain liberation in life, become a spinner of the discus of self realization and also study this study. Second, become merciful and show the way home to those who are wandering around. Help everyone receive their inheritance of liberation and liberation in life from the Father. Blessing. May you be a constant embodiment of happiness and of all attainments by keeping your spirituality and staying seated on your seat of self respect. May you be a constant embodiment of happiness and all of attainments by keeping your spirituality and staying seated on your seat of self respect. Each and every child has a speciality of one or another virtue. All are special, virtuous, and great master almighty authorities. Keep this spiritual intoxication constantly in your awareness, for it is called self respect, and there cannot be any arrogance in this self respect. The seat of arrogance is a seat of thorns, and so you must never try to sit on that seat. Keep your spirituality and sit on your seat of self respect, and you will continue to experience yourself to be constantly happy, elevated, and an embodiment of all attainments. Slogan. Only those who give blessings and forgive all souls with their good wishes are benefactors. Only those who give blessings and forgive all souls with their good wishes are benefactors. Achcha. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.